been talking to Jennifer during class? Well, we had some important stuff to discuss. Okay, so we were just talking about getting ice cream after school. Because we were a couple of chattering squirrels, I didn't hear the teacher talk about metaphors. See, metaphors are figures of speech that, well, I'm not exactly sure. And see, that's what's wrong. I've got a mountain of homework that I don't understand. Well, before I try to tackle this problem, I think I'll take a time out.
Declare that Metaphor Monday has officially begun.
Oh, yeah. Metaphor Monday? What's that?
It's a day set aside especially for metaphors. It's the best day in the whole Grammar Week celebration.
It's even better than Pun Sunday.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, everyone gathers for the Metaphor Ball where they... Wait a minute. Where is that bunny? Rabbit!
Sorry, Your Majesty. I've a carrot casserole in the oven and the pickle radish topping.
Oh, just read the rules for the Metaphor Ball.
Oh, yeah, so sorry. Come on. Find it somewhere. Now then, let's see. Back here somewhere. Oh, exactly. Whereas a metaphor is a way of comparing two things without using like or as. And whereas all subjects must come to the metaphor ball dressed as their favorite metaphor, be it hereby resolved that, blah, 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 etc., so on and so on.
Oh, there! Now that the rules are clear to everyone, I'll see you all at the ball.
Balls of punch and decorations, how I love these celebrations. Party lights and music playing. Listen close to what I'm saying. Oh, I'll see you at the bar. Just wear something off the wall. It's okay to be screwball, 'cause it's a free-for-all. Oh, how I love to celebrate, to dance and pound cake upon my plate. Ooh, I love to party down and put on a fancy costume gown. Oh, I'll see you at the ball. Just with something off the wall, 'cause it's a free-for-all. And last but not least of all, I see you at the ball.
Wait, Your Majesty, we still need to elect a judge to award the prize for the best metaphor costume.
Oh, good point, Rabbit. The nominations for the costume judge are now open.
I nominate the March Hare.
I decline.
I nominate Tweedledee. I decline.
I nominate Alice.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Alice, my dear. Being the official Metaphor Ball costume judge is a great honor.
If it's such a great honor, then why doesn't anybody else want to do it?
Because the judge of the costume contest doesn't get to wear a costume. And what fun is that?
Now remember, the person with the best costume wins a prize. And this year, the prize is a real plum.
A real plum? Isn't that a metaphor?
Yeah, and it means the prize is really great.
Now hold it. I can't be the judge. I don't even understand metaphors.
Hey, if you need metaphor advice, come to me. My metaphor costume has won first prize 3 years in a row. When it comes to metaphors, I'm top dog.
There, you see, Alice, that's a metaphor. Dee compared himself to a dog without using the words like or as.
Right, but top dog has nothing to do with climbing canines. It means I'm the best.
You were best, brother. You might say this year my costume is, a broken drum. In other words, you can't beat it.
Give me a break, dumb. That's what you said the last 3 years. Prepare to be amazed. When you see my costume, you'll be green with envy.
Well, when you see my costume, you'll be feeling blue.
More like you'll be red with embarrassment when you see how much better I look. So check it out. I'm a proud peacock.
Really? I'd say you're a copycat.
I'd say Copy Bird was more like it.
No way! This proud peacock costume was my idea.
In your dreams, Dee. You're not the only one around here who knows his metaphors.
Dumb. If you know as much about metaphors as I do, pigs have wings.
Come on, guys. Birds of a feather flock together. Why don't you both go as proud peacocks?
No, can't do. That plum of a prize is going to be mine alone. My brother would just have to change costume.
Forget it. I came up with it first.
Oh, fine. Keep your bird brain idea. I'll come up with another metaphor that's even better than this one.
Fine. Maybe I'll do the same thing.
Fine.
Such a flap over a couple of bird suits. So long, my fine feathered friends.
Oh, wasn't it a beautiful ceremony?
Oh.
I was so proud of the little guy.
Me too. What a great accomplishment.
Hi. What's a great accomplishment?
We've just returned from Dormouse's mice school graduation.
I graduated at the top of my class.
He sure did. Dormouse is a regular wise owl.
This occasion calls for congratulations. It's graduation day.
This is a time for cheer. We're smiling ear to ear because it's
Graduation day. You really did it right. You studied day and night, and now it's graduation day. You know how to read, you know how to write, you know how to spell. You're such a delight. You know how to add, how to multiply.
You learn so many things. You're such a groovy guy.
You're nobody's fool.
You worked hard in school to get to graduation day.
You tried your best, you passed every test, and now it's graduation day. You really make us proud, you make us shout out loud. Happy graduation day!
That's great, Dormouse. Since you're such a brain, maybe you can help me come up with a metaphor costume.
Don't you already have one?
I did until my brother came up with the same idea. Now I need a new metaphor to beat him, and I can't think of a thing.
Have no fear. Hare, I always keep a bowl of metaphors handy for just this sort of emergency.
Well, now that's a fine kettle of fish.
How true that is. However, it's not what I was looking for. Oh, here it is. My bowl of metaphors. I'm sure we'll find a good costume idea in here. Let's see. Here's one. Your chickens have all come back to haunt you.
I don't get it. Chicken ghosts?
No, don't you see what's happened? You've mixed your metaphors.
Well, I wouldn't say mixed. I mean, I might have given them a little stir.
Well, now you have metaphors stuck together that don't belong. The saying should be, your chickens have come home to roost, meaning problems that you ignored have returned.
Or your problems have come back to haunt you, which is a metaphor comparing problems and ghosts.
Let's try another one. You've got to take the tiger by the horns. What? Tigers don't have horns?
Crystal! Maybe you can help us out here?
That's another mixed metaphor. It should be take the bull by the horns.
Or you've got the tiger by the tail. Yeah, that's it, right.
Well, this is just great. I'll never beat my brother if I use one of these goofy sayings.
No, that would be letting sleeping dogs bark up the wrong tree.
You don't have to tell me. I wasn't just born on the turnip truck yesterday, you know.
Right. Well, thanks anyway. I guess if I don't want to lose to D, I'll have to come up with something on my own.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, come on here. Don't just sit there like a sore thumb on a log. We have to unmix these metaphors.
Oh, yes. I get the thing.
Oh, Tweedledee! Caterpillar. What are you reading? The latest Metaphor magazine. I'm having trouble thinking of costume ideas for the Metaphor ball. I thought metaphors were your cup of tea. Sure, I'm usually great at metaphors. Unfortunately, my brother was lucky enough to come up with the same costume idea as I did, so I need a new one. You should see him. He's so jealous of me. Not that I can blame him, after all. I am the best. Sounds to me like a case of sibling rivalry. You see, a sibling is a brother or sister, and rivalry means we're trying to outdo each other. I know, but I'm not just trying. I'm going to outdo it. Yes, well, I think you should listen to this story first. This is a tale of a cow named Lucy and her sister Olga, who were stars of the barnyard basketball team. But they were also sibling rivals, sisters who always competed. If Olga made an utterly amazing shot, Lucy wouldn't rest until she'd made one that was even more dazzling. If Lucy scored 30 points, Olga wasn't happy unless she scored at least 31. In fact, the sibling rivalry was really a case of dribbling rivalry. As the season went on, Olga and Lucy kept competing, and the team kept winning. Finally, it was time for the big game against Dairy Farm High. Everyone in the barnyard thought that with Olga and Lucy on their team, they couldn't lose. But Olga and Lucy's rivalry had gotten out of hand. Or should I say, out of hoof. They spent so much time competing with each other that they forgot to worry about the other team. And so, because of Lucy and Olga's sibling rivalry, not only did their team lose, but instead of being the heroes of the game, the two sheepish cows were the goats. Good story. Too bad my brother didn't hear it. You mean because then both of you would know better than to constantly keep competing with each other? No, because then he would know better than to compete with me. After all, I'm bound to win. So long, Caterpillar. I've got to come up with a costume.
Hi, Your Majesty. May I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, certainly, Alice. I was just looking at pictures from last year's Metaphor Ball.
Actually, that's what I wanted to ask you about. See, I'm not sure I know enough about metaphors to judge the contest.
Alice, please. Surely you know that as a contestant, I am not allowed to discuss metaphors with the judge.
We can't talk at all?
Well, we could talk about the weather. My, it certainly is a nice day today, wouldn't you agree?
Actually, my future's looking pretty cloudy.
And you said you didn't understand metaphors. Such a clever girl.
What do I do? Boy, I'm really up a creek without a paddle. I'm in a quandary about what to do. I lack the information to see this through. I'm tossed afloat without a clue. There's just one thing I wish I knew. I'm on a horse without a saddle. I'm really up a creek without a paddle.
Aha!
Aha, what?
You compared your problem to being in a boat with no way to control where you're going, and you didn't use the words like or as. That's a metaphor!
Whoa! Did someone just say metaphor?
I used a metaphor?
Sure. In fact, it was the cat's meow.
Hey, that was a metaphor.
Wait, so if I mean something didn't cost much, and I say it's just chicken feed, that's a metaphor?
Alice, you're a smart cookie.
Smart cookie.
Now that's a great idea.
Smart cookie is a metaphor too. Boy, it's a good thing you came along, Mr. Cat.
Thank you.
In fact, you could say I'm a lucky dog.
I wouldn't put it like that.
Not again. I'm the smart cookie here, and that's that.
Hey, I'm not changing costumes again.
Look, I don't know how this happened, but I'm not going to the metaphor ball looking just like you.
Fine, I can fix that. There. Now we don't look alike.
You're mistaken, brother. We do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Don't. Don't.
There. Now are you satisfied?
Hi, Mr. Dumb. Hi, Mr. D. Are you excited about the big metaphor party?
Oh, sure.
We can't wait.
Me either. I finally figured out metaphors, and I'm even looking forward to judging the costumes. I especially can't wait to see your outfits.
You can't? Why?
Come on. Everyone in Wonderland says that when it comes to costumes, the Tweedle brothers can't be beat.
They do?
Sure. In fact, Mr. Rabbit said that even though Mr. D has won the last 3 contests, Mr. Dumb's costumes were really just as good.
Rabbit said that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I better get going. See you at the ball.
You know, I'd sure hate to miss that ball.
Me too. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Of course, we could always... Nah.
What were you going to say?
Well, just that we could drop this sibling rivalry and work together. But forget it, it's a bad idea.
Right, a bad idea.
Right.
Besides, even if we did that, there would only be time to finish one costume.
Exactly. Why bother? After all, who would wear it?
So then I said, hey, who are you calling a chicken?
Oh, people can be so cruel.
Great party, Your Majesty. These cookies are really good.
Yes, well, you know what they say about the metaphor ball. Come for the food, stay for the metaphor.
Yes, and the real fun is trying to figure out what each person's metaphor is.
And speaking of that, Alice, it's time to judge the costumes.
Oh, you sure, Your Majesty? You know the Tweedles haven't arrived yet.
Not too bad. I've got better things to do than to stand around in this cheesy costume waiting for them. All right, everyone, line up.
That's really neat, Mr. Hatter.
Thank you.
Did you have a hard time making it?
No, Alice, it was a...
Piece of cake. I see.
Yeah, you got it.
Yours is easy. You're a big chicken. Is that your favorite metaphor, Mr. Hare?
No, but my lucky duck costume is at the cleaners.
See, you look like a big book. I can't figure out the metaphor.
Somebody asked me a question.
How much does it rain in Wonderland?
The average rainfall in Wonderland is 22.4 inches per year, which accounts for the region's excellent agricultural industry.
I get it. You're a walking encyclopedia.
So they say.
Your costume is easy to figure out, Your Majesty. After all, you're the most important person in Wonderland. The big cheese.
And don't you forget it. Well, Alice, which one of us is the winner?
Yes, who gets the plum of a prize?
I don't know. I wish I didn't have to decide without seeing the Tweedles costumes. But since I do, I pick...
Wait! Stop the contest!
No fair. She was going to pick me.
Sure, Bunny, and chickens have lips. Where have you two been?
Sorry we're late, but we had a little sibling rivalry going.
And we got so caught up in trying to outdo each other, we almost both missed the contest.
But we're here now. Do you get our metaphor?
I'll give you a hint. We came up with the idea when we realized we both had the same problem. No costume unless we work together.
The same problem. I get it. You're in the same boat.
A simple metaphor, yet elegant. I like it.
Me too. In fact, if it's okay with everyone else, I'd like to name 2 winners. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Congratulations, and here's your prize.
It's a plum.
Wait a minute. Your Highness, I thought that when you said the prize was a real plum, you meant it was something special.
Well, just because it's Metaphor Monday doesn't mean everything has to be a metaphor.
Besides, do you know how hard it is to get fresh fruit this time of year?
Hey, the prize may be small, but winning is still sweet.
When you hear opportunity knocking upon your door, you better make sure you got the right metaphor.
It takes 2 to tango, and 2 heads are better than 1.
We almost argued till the cows came home, but we nipped it in the bud for that sweet victory. Sweet victory. Don't give me sweet victory. Don't take some sweet victory. Sweet victory. Sweet victory. Sweet victory. Sweet victory. Sweet victory.
A little blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of elbow grease.
To the victor go the spoils. That's the nature of the beast.
Instead of a smile, I could have had egg on my face.
But with our noses to the grindstone, we came out in first place for that sweet, 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 sweet victory. Oh, give me sweet victory. Don't take your sweet victory. 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 Sweet victory.
Well, Dinah, I think I know how to do my homework now. In fact, it should be a breeze. Good metaphor, huh? And speaking of metaphors, from now on, if I don't want to get in trouble in class, I better stop talking and start being more of a quiet mouse. I knew that metaphor would get your attention.